I got 10 toes in their neck. No Nike, I got me a check. My homies been thugging way too long. Need money, I got the respect. You can act tough if you want. Your girlfriend rolling my blunt. I'm the king of the castle, you just a hassle. Running shit like Forrest Gump. You need to watch me like you watching TV. Don't see you niggas though like I am Stevie. She wanna play in the house like a peewee. Don't grant no wishes cause I'm not a genie. Slick nigga, dance on your bitch like Chris Breezy. Player, I get around like a CD. She gon' pass out when she see me. Sing to your girl, now she wet like a Fiji. Yeah, that's just Kevin Yon. If he see murder, then bitch, I'm the Don. I'm bout it, and he rowdy. Might as well go get a tank on the chart. This here a missile and bitch on the bomb.
I wanna welcome y'all to Redd Dolla Street Code. I'm your host, Do Dollar. This is my other host over here, Tony Rohos. Hold on, we got some guests in the building today. We cannot forget about the man in the mirror, the man on the couch. Y'all know him.
Hey, what's up, y'all?
That boy Lynch.
I know my name.
Shout out to my man Rell on the ones and twos.
Man in the mirror.
Rell. We got some good guests in the building today.
Yes, we do.
Tell them who we got.
Make sure you like, share, subscribe, all that good jazz.
Comment,
all that. The most interactions, we need that.
Anybody got some music they want to get review, videos they want us to play, send it to reddollastreetcode@gmail.com.
Hey, hold up. Before y'all get started, I meant to say something to y'all like the other day when I looked at the YouTube page. Y'all, we went over 1,000 subscribers. It's like 1,200. Ain't nobody even say nothing.
It is like 1,400.
We definitely grown.
Ain't nobody even say nothing.
I noticed it. We noticed it.
We did notice it.
Hey, listen.
But you know, when you win and you're a winner, you don't acknowledge the win.
Nah, you gotta acknowledge it, man. Cause
but hold on. Let's not forget our guests.
No, I'm sorry. I ain't mean to do that.
We got a
you
guest.
Didn't mean it was deliberate.
We got a guest in the building. We got a guest in the building. This episode 8, we talking about paper or plastic, cash or credit, however you might want to say it. We got a special guest in the building that's going to tell us all about it. She's actually a specialist. So this guest, our special guest, is actually a credit specialist. Introduce yourself, please.
What's happening? So my name is Jay Thomas, a.k.a. the CMF Queen, Credit Mafia family.
Okay.
So as Doe said, I'm a credit coach, a credit specialist. So I'm just honored to be here tonight, and I'm excited.
Give it up for Jay.
Give it up for Jay.
Definitely. Thank you for coming. And the way this episode is pretty much.
Hold on, before we go any further, can you explain exactly what you do for clients, like your offerings?
Oh, I do anything you need me, basically. But basically, I help people that have no credit, established credit, build credit history, people that have had mishaps with their credit. I help them repair it. I give them financial advice to not only get you to where you need to be, but be able to maintain it. So give that education behind it.
Okay. So there's definitely a lot of people watching that probably use your help.
Absolutely.
Definitely. There's a couple people in here that might be able to use your help.
I already used that help. Y'all think I already used that help.
I see nothing.
It worked. It worked for me. I wanted it to work for you.
Absolutely.
So the way we're gonna do this, we're gonna ask a couple questions throughout the episode. We're gonna ask a couple of questions, hoping you can help us as well as help other people build credit, establish credit. If you don't got credit, go and get you some credit. Or you might just want to stay with your cash, and we're gonna talk about that too.
Can we acknowledge the fact of what's on the table?
I mean, what's on the table is it depends on what you're talking about. What's on the table?
Paper
or plastic.
I mean, can they see what's on the table? Which one looks more sexy to you?
Definitely the cash.
I like what the cash do, but I understand what credit does.
What it does.
What
cash do. And what credit does.
Well, yeah, I understand what the cash do and what the credit does. You feel me, my
guy? The cash can do until it's gone. The credit can last.
Is the saying true that you can't get credit without cash?
Cash is king, but credit is power.
Credit is all about what you can leverage, what you have to leverage. So.
All right, so I think a good question is, what is credit? Why is it important for someone to have credit?
So plain and simply put, credit is basically your ability to pay back other people's money. I like to say OPM, other people's money. So basically a lender is going to give you money to borrow, and your credit is based on how well you're able to pay that back, and most times it is an interest attached, most 9 times out of 10. So basically that's simply put what credit is.
So having credit or using credit, what is a perk for it? If you gotta play with somebody else's money and you end up owing them when you got your own cash, no ties to it. Why would I want to play with credit, which I do? I play with credit, but for anyone who don't understand or don't have credit or don't know, why would they want to play with credit if they're going to end up owing? What if I'm scared to owe someone?
Well, there's two types of debts. There's good debt, there's bad debt. You just got to know how to leverage it, and you need to know the education behind it. I used to be one of them same people that was scared to have debt or have credit because I ain't know about it. I ain't know the power behind it. So basically, the saying cash is king but credit is power is because if you don't have the cash, you can have the credit to leverage to make cash, basically. So you can use other people's money to make money.
You money.
Okay, hold on. She said something that I'm trying to understand. She says good credit and bad credit.
No, good.
I mean, good
and
debt and bad debt.
Yeah.
So I wanna know, like, my mama had a cable bill on my name when I was like 8 months. Right. So what kind of debt I got? And she been put that. I don't know. You would think I would have good credit due to the fact of her, starting me out early. I had the cable bill on my name. I might have had the electric. The damn lease might have been in my name
Cable,
too.
yeah.
I'm saying as a baby, the
Like,
damn
I'm a
lease,
very responsible toddler. Yeah.
right. Like I've been doing this shit forever. You know what I mean? I've been had bills. You know what I'm saying?
So is that a good idea to? I know we're joking on the bad way of like getting your debt through your kids, but is that a good? Should people be putting a credit card or whatnot or in their kids' name?
Let me tell you the answer to that. Simply put, so this one right here, this my son's he's 13, and I added him as authorized user to my account because I have excellent credit. He's gonna piggyback off of everything that I do. Now you gotta make sure you're doing what you gotta do because it will affect their credit. Mm-hmm. But by the time he turns 18, he's gonna have 5 years of credit history already established.
Right.
Dope.
So the earlier there is no age limit into what you could add them.
No, but I mean it really technically is not, but 13 and up I would say.
13 and up. There it is. Little man already got
Do
credit.
not get the phone bill in their name.
No, I
get
wouldn't do the phone and
add them
cable
as an
bill.
authorized user.
Yes.
See, that's the stuff
that's the thing.
that the white man won't teach you.
Yo, speaking on that though, right? When you come up in some of these, when you come up in let's say broken homes or something like that, and you don't have the parents that is actually preparing. You see what she did is she preparing her own child to have a great start once he turns 18 is what you said, right? So just think about like when it's not being taught to you, like it wasn't taught to me.
Right.
I figured this out after 30. After 30 years
The only thing
old.
my mom ever taught me was you need a job.
Yeah,
That was it. That was
Right,
it.
but you know what's crazy?
I can't wait to get rid of your black ass.
Didn't know.
A lot of our parents didn't know to start establishing credit. A lot of them just go how they go. You know what I mean? Make ends meet the way that they
Absolutely.
eat. But when you properly preparation.
I actually put my daughter as an authorized user on the credit card that I am current with, actually. But the rest of my credit cards, they here and there,
All right, so I got another question.
It's all right. We're here for you.
Yeah.
I got a
Thank you.
What how do you feel about Chime bank accounts versus Bank of America, Navy or Navy Federal? Like a lot of people got Chime. Like some of these online bankers made it possible for people who may think it's not possible to get a bank account, credit cards. Like what would be your take on that?
So I mean, it's perks to it, but then like I personally don't use Chime and I don't usually recommend it to my clients, but I did have somebody ask me about it, so I did my own research to it so I could be knowledgeable, like because I always like to, if I'm giving advice to somebody, I want to know what I'm talking about. So Chime is good for people that are like starting out or they're novice and they're trying to build their credit up, but not only that, for like a bank account, they don't charge like some of the standard fees that these larger banks might, like Bank of America or Navy Federal. So, overdraft fees or minimum balance fees, because some bank accounts you have to have a minimum balance or they charge you a monthly fee.
Right.
So that's one advantage of the Chime. Another thing, now their APR with the savings can be higher. And then they do offer like a Visa credit card. So it doesn't go off your credit profile or your credibility. It goes off of the funds you have in that Chime account. Right. So some people like that better because they're like, well, I don't want to borrow all this money from somebody else. Like they don't trust themselves basically. So that's kind of good for somebody starting out if they're trying to establish.
So a lot of people don't trust themselves to actually take the steps to start building credit because they're not managing money correctly.
Absolutely.
So they already discouraged before they even start. So my next question would be, what would you say to someone who someone who watching this right now, right, who is discouraged? Where do they start? Say they already 18 years old when they was fresh credit. They don't have nothing on their credit report, and they go and put cell phones in their name. They took out student loans, and now they're understanding credit now. Right. Even though they took steps that they really didn't understand, it just seemed like shit was free for them once they filed for this and they got approved. But now, you know, 10 years then went by, you took out a student loan, you owe it. Where can they start at? Can they, okay, they never paid off the student loan, they still have it over their head. Is it possible for them to get that loan off of them? Or like, what would you tell them? What's a good step? And make sure you let them know. Don't give them too much. Let them know. Let them know where they reach you at to get some of the stuff at.
After you answer that, I have a question to piggyback on that.
Okay. So it is possible. I have had seen people and have had clients get the student loans removed, but it all kind of depends because there's different stipulation to student loans. Of course, there's federal student loans. If the loan is in deferment, is not necessarily hurting their credit. It may be helping it more than hurting it because that may be the only thing that's giving them a credit history on their profile. Right. If they had nothing else on there, that's actually helping them because that's probably their oldest account. So sometimes you just gotta look at, everybody's kind of different or whatever. But yes, I have, we are able to, dispute student loans.
Oh, so there you go. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead,
so yeah, my question is we always hear financial freedom, right? But as a kid, it always seemed like, or even up until recently, it seemed like getting credit seemed like you were getting back in debt or enslaved or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like everybody be like, I want to be financially free. So what is that actually like? Because I think we have a misunderstanding of financial freedom.
So once again, you have to have the education about it. So I'll just kind of go to my personal experiences. So when I was 18, my parents added me to one of their cards as an authorized user. Didn't tell me nothing about it. I was in college. It was like, here, you can get this to get food here and there. Okay, I'm swiping it up.
Running
didn't
it up.
know you have to pay it back and didn't know it's going to affect your credit score, So I kind of got in a little issue at a young age. And then for a long time, I wouldn't open up another credit card. I'm like, no, I don't need that. As I got a little older, I was like, all right, well, I'm going to go ahead and apply for this credit card. So I applied for a Capital One card. It was only a $300 limit. I was like, I'm going to use this to start building my credit back up.
I did the
same thing. So I did that, right? Yeah. And it wasn't until about a little over 2 years ago when one of my close friends, we kind of got reconnected. And at that point, my credit was good. It was in the 700s, but I was still trying to learn and do new things to, make it better and improve it. So as the more education I got behind it, the more I understood how credit worked. I saw the value of it. Today, I have like $85,000, I think, total credit limit. Mm-hmm. But I'm not in that much debt because I know how to work the system. I know how credit works. And so I'm able to use other people's money to do whatever I want to do. Like, say,
which sounds like freedom to me.
Yo, that sounds like freedom.
But I'm not saying go get a $30,000 credit card and just go max it out. That's not what I'm saying.
I can't go buy a yacht.
So she's pretty much giving you the game. If you need the knowledge, she has the knowledge to help you get that. What is it? Credit. What is it? Freedom. What? What did you say?
Financial freedom.
Financial freedom. If you're looking for financial freedom, you got to contact.
Ooh, I have a question. This ain't even on the list, but Credit Karma.
Yeah.
Why is my credit score always different?
Credit scores are always going to be different amongst all three bureaus, and there's different scoring models. So there's a Vantage scoring model. So when you check it on Credit Karma, it's always giving you the Vantage score, and it only gives you TransUnion and Equifax. There's FICO scoring models. There's different FICO scoring models. So your scores are always going to be different. And I look at it like this. I always like to give examples or comparisons. So say McDonald's, Burger King, and Arby's. What are they all? Fast food burger joints, right? They all do the same exact thing, but they're different corporations and different companies, right? They don't communicate with each other. So Same thing with TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. They all are 3 credit bureaus, but they are all separate companies. They do not communicate with each other. That's why your scores can be different, because not all things report to all 3 bureaus. So like your mom and pop shops, most common reported to is like TransUnion, and the reason being it's cheaper for them to report to.
Yeah, because I go to like Credit Karma because it's free and whatever. But whenever I go there, it's like anywhere from 10 to 50 points lower, and then I go to the actual place, and I have a panic attack. I'm like, and then I go, I'll be like, oh, I can go back to sleep.
Yeah,
Right? You know what I'm saying?
Good. Your shit good.
So Credit Karma is good for your actual profile because everything on it is pretty accurate. Like if you have derogatory marks, like the age of it,
but not the number.
Right, but the number can be anywhere from 30 to 40 points difference. Right. So that.
I got a question. I got a question. So as a parent, right? You said when your parents handed you the credit card and you ran it up, did that affect their credit also?
Absolutely. So it goes both ways. So whatever the activity I'm doing on that card is going to affect theirs, and vice versa. Say they maxed it out, that's going to affect mine too. So I'm going to say, hey, if I would have knew what I knew then, what I know now, if I would have knew that then, if they were maxing it up themselves, I would say, hey, take me off this card because that reports on my credit profile.
All right, so baby don't get a credit card. All right. No.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. If you do as somebody, as an authorized user like your children, you never give them the card. You see, this stays in my wallet.
Yeah,
they're not responsible enough at this point to understand it. But
he'd be like, "I'm really could go for some jelly beans."
As a parent, you're gonna teach them that
get all the jelly beans
and manage it. But so you hold on to that card.
Yeah. How you look at let's say you got a guy that whips out like $30,000 cash. Like, are you impressed by something like? Somebody pull out 30 bands, 50 bands in cash. They don't got no credit though, but they pull out 50,000 in cash.
Like, damn, I hate when I drop 10,000.
Why did that sound like a real specific question?
No, I wanted to know, like, you know,
like, I don't happen to have some money on the table. How much more do I have to have on the table to impress you?
Like, do you when they be doing this little stuff like this? Do you do that with your cards?
The money phone
with your card?
Oh, I do that with my cards.
I hate when I drop 30,000 like that.
Yeah, you just twist the cards up like, I don't know what look better.
Damn.
Let me see.
Damn, I hate when I
do the credit phone. The credit phone versus the money phone.
Oh, that's what. Oh,
you want that, baby? Go ahead.
That's what we don't do. You don't do the little thing like.
Oh yeah.
The only thing you can't do with credit card that you can with cash is you can't make credit cards rain.
Yeah.
Like that would suck.
But you really can though. You put it in the You put it in the machine. Dollar bills come out of, and you throw that shit away. I mean, you can, but
did you transmute that?
But no, back to let me take it back to your question. So no, I don't get impressed. For one, just when you have your own, you don't be impressed with that stuff. For one,
Facts.
But for two, I don't because even personally, like so when I went my car that I have now, I went to go buy my car. I went to my bank first and told them to cut me a check. I said, this is what I want my car payment to be. This is the range I wanted to be in. So they cut me a check, right? I went to the Infinity dealership with that check. So that's like paying cash. They still wanted to see my credit, even though I told them, no, they didn't need to run it. I'm paying cash. They still wanted to see. That's how important credit is. They don't care if some things, it don't matter how much money you got. They want to see your credit history. Mm-hmm. It's like your credit profile is just like the adult report card.
It's how responsible.
It's crazy.
So ain't that something you could be like, man, let me talk to your manager because you in my way.
I mean, you could, but that's.
I think that's imperative what she just said because I actually been in a situation where a few me and some of the guys we was together. I would say between the 5 of us, it probably was $50,000 in cash around, right? Mm-hmm. But nobody had a credit card, and we couldn't book a hotel room. I mean, we showing them.
Yo, we could buy these rooms.
Like, how much you want for the room? They're like, yo, the room is just $250 tonight. I'm like, all right, you need a card, sir. Like, I don't got a card. I got this though. $50,000 cash. You can't even.
That's because they want to know who to charge when that shit gets
when
fucked
stuff
up.
gets broken and all
that's
that
what
stuff.
I'm trying to. That's why I'm saying this.
It's your credit card. Yeah.
You got to have that
your,
card.
Your report card.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have that credit.
Credit is your credibility. Yeah. I mean.
So
how do we know I'm pretty sure we've all gotten some mail saying we can help you with your credit issues and all that stuff. How do you know? Because I got one and I looked into it and it was like, it's like a bait and switch offer. So like they'll tell you can get this 3% interest and you can get like $70,000 and your payment only be $300 or something a month. And if somebody has high debt, they're like, "Oh snap, I could do that." But then you call them and then they'll be like, "Actually, you only qualify for this."
Oh yeah, so you'll get those all the time because like those pre-qualifications don't really mean nothing. They'll say up to 50,000 or up to 100,000. That don't mean you getting that. Right. What they do soft pulls on your inquiry. So they look at your like address, your name, and they don't do an actual pool. That's how you get qualified for those pre-qualification letters and stuff that you'll get in the mail all the time.
But how do I know which of those companies are good and bad?
So just do your research. Like anytime, especially when it comes to opening a revolving account like that, I do my research. I look at the card more so for the perks or the rewards because depending on what I'm trying to do, like I research like when I first got my Bank of America as a travel rewards card, I can fly free when I want to because I use those reward points and trade them in.
Do you do debt consolidation?
I don't do debt consolidation, but some companies, I mean, you got to do your research on that too. Because like you said, sometimes they might try to charge you, higher interest rates or whatever. So you just kind of got to do your research.
I remember being young, right? And I used to get phone calls from, let's say, credit specialists. Or when credit specialists would reach out, like the way they talk, trying to, pretty much persuade me or encourage me to take these steps. I used to be a little hesitant because it seemed like a scam. It seemed like you trying to get over on me. So how would you, like, what would you say to the people who is, I mean, you already said it pretty much. Do your research on the person or the company that you want to deal with. But, like, I mean, at the end of the day, you would be shorting yourself if you don't take these steps. But you got a lot of people, especially from the streets, who prefer to have cash and is just scared to, like, when you come at them like, yo, you should invest in this, you should do this. Do you have this kind of card?
Can I add on to that? Back to what you're saying with the credit specialist. How do I know what they're saying? Like, what should I be looking for when they're saying, hey, APRs, this, that? What's a good deal?
So anytime somebody promise you that they can get you to a certain score off the bat, no, I wouldn't go with them. If they say I can get you up 150 points, I wouldn't go with them. Yeah. Because here's the thing with credit. Yes, credit repair works, but it's a give and take type thing too. So, like, when I talk to my clients, I'm upfront. I'm very transparent. I'm honest. I'm like, hey, I go over everything. I analyze the report, with them, see what they need. Because everybody's credit profile is different. And depending on how their credit profile is structured, they have different needs, right? So I never tell somebody they're at a 500, I can get you to a 800 in 30 days because I don't know. I'm not going to give you that promise. Somebody like that, you might be a little skeptical about.
It sounds like a scam.
But for me, I'm saying, yes, I could definitely help you improve your score, and I'm going to give you all the things that I'm going to help you do. We got to get the negatives removed. We got to add positive. We got to build, and I'm going to work with them, but I'm not, going to tell them.
Tell them what your shirt say. What's your shirt say? Credit is the big homie. Man, like I wish I had credit as my big homie coming up. I'd be good if the credit was my big homie.
Facts.
Now, I'm one of those people that y'all talking about that as far as I don't trust banks. I really don't trust them. I don't know why I don't trust them. I just don't trust them.
What if the bank don't trust you?
Shout out.
They probably shouldn't. They probably
shouldn't. The bank don't trust you?
They probably shouldn't. But back to my original point, like, I'm more of a person, like, I don't have bad credit. I don't have no credit. So I've heard that that's just as bad as having bad credit. But to me, what discouraged me is the first timers that really go out there to seek credit always find themselves in debt. So I look at it, why give the bank my money and try to put myself in debt when I can just keep my money?
Right.
What advice could you give me?
So what I say starting off building credit, I always recommend a secure credit card. What that is just like a regular credit card. You use it just like one, but you're putting the deposit on that credit card. So say you put, most of them, the minimum is like $200. You putting the $200 down, that equals your credit limit. So you only really need to use a very minimum amount of that $200 limit to help establish and build your credit.
Is that like American Express?
Everywhere almost offers a secure credit card. I mean, I have secure credit cards that I offer, but say your credit limit is 1,000. You never want to go over 30% anyways, because anytime you do that, it's significantly dropping your score right off bat, right? So you really don't need thousands and thousands of dollars starting off building your credit up. Like I said, when I started rebuilding my credit, I had $300 credit limit. And as you develop those good habits, a lot of times these banks will increase your limits anyways.
So for clarity, you got a $300 what is it, credit limit, spending limit? What 30% of that would be
spending limit is dangerous.
Spending 30%, just for clarity for these people, because okay, you got $300 $300 credit limit. Yeah. The number not to spend more than
30% of that,
like $80.
Yeah, I think
so
it's
you
about
got
90.
the car. It's not the thing is not to think you got $300 to spend.
Exactly.
Right.
Now this is where management come in at.
Absolutely.
You got to have self restraint and management to for the goal. You got a goal. It's the reason that you got these credit cards is to build, not to think that I
not
have
to ball out.
Money
I can obtain the max balance.
I had a Capital One credit card. When they first gave me a card, my limit was $300, and I used to just use it for gas and like random shit. But I would never go over like $50. So after a year having it, they sent me an email. It was like, oh, your credit limit is now $1,800,
and it went up.
It went up
because you really not. So you got so that's also a great point. That the point is not to max your card out, but to build.
Yeah, I didn't even have to ask them. They just did it. They sent me an email like, now you have an $1,800
So
credit limit because they want you to spend more money.
It's really a strategy to get. Okay,
it definitely is a strategy.
The thing is, like we said, you can't do nothing. Like it gotta feel good to have confidence in going to a lot, knowing I'm leaving with this car, going into a rental property, to lease an apartment, condo, whatever you might have, and you know you leaving with that, or you want to go and get a building, you know it's checking out. Like that have to be,
or a car, you know, you walking off the lot with one.
You have to feel that security right there. Have to feel good. How many people out there just be discouraged? Like, nah, I can't get that shit. Right. I can't get no iPhone 12.
Right.
Or be so scared to even check their report. Yeah. You'd be amazed how many people call me like, all right, I need your help. They schedule a consultation, and I'll be like, all right, so where's your score at right now? I don't know. I'll be like, well,
I'm scared to pull it. I ain't trying to get a negative.
Do a little bit of research so I can help you out. But
you tell me, you the credit specialist.
Right. Some people don't even know where to start. So
building your credit, how do that help you buy a home?
Oh, that's a good question. It's absolutely imperative, and I know that for sure because I'm actually in the home buying process myself.
Me too.
Me 3.
I closed on the 20th.
Yeah. Hey. Dope.
So I'm excited, but you absolutely, it's a must to have a major credit card, and it could be the secure card. And like I said, it don't have to be thousands of dollars a limit, but it's a must to have a major credit card, which is a revolving account. They're also going to pull your entire credit profile. So when I talk to clients, I always want to make them know that it's not just the number, the score amount. That's the only thing important. It's the actual overall health of your profile, because let me just put it out there. So you could have an 800 credit score, but say somebody has like a 675, the 800 gets denied, but the 75 gets approved, and that's because they have a stronger credit profile, right? So the 800 person, they could have an 800 score, but it's all authorized users. The bank look at you like, all right, you got an 800 score, but do you have experience managing a primary account, not an authorized user account?
So it's about the history.
Yes,
but being a primary account, for those who don't know, is you're in charge of that account. Right. Authorized user is you was added to your secondary, and that's not even strong. But it helps you build your credit.
Yeah.
But it's not as strong as I paid off. I have had credit cards for 5 years, 10 years. I have paid off a car loan. I've paid off a mortgage.
Right.
Those are primary trade
Accounts,
lines,
yes.
and they're strong. So when you got that, you're respected when you go in certain places. When they pull that up and they say like, "Oh, you paid off a car. I'm fucking with you. You're responsible," and that's all the bank want to see is that you're able to be responsible to manage money. Why am I
Right.
giving you money if you can't handle money? Like they want to see that you able to manage this stuff on your own. You don't need. I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an accountant, but you able to run shit the right way. Like
you have a reputable credit.
reputable. I said reputable,
Reputable.
but it's definitely
OG legit.
reputable. I can't even say
AKA
this shit, man.
legit.
Credit.
Yeah, legit.
But yeah, basically, and especially with mortgage. So taking it back to your question, especially when applying for a mortgage, you got to think it's not like you just buying a car or getting a credit limit, because that's a huge loan. You gotta look like almost every house is a couple $100,000, especially here in Maryland. Couple $100,000s that they're lending you. So they want to make sure, like, if I'm gonna give you my money, you gonna pay me my money back. So they do a detailed analysis. The underwriters will go through every little detail of your credit report, your credit history profile. Any little derogatory mark, they're going to ask you to explain it. That's why I, especially clients that come to me and say, "Hey, I want to look to buy a home," I say, well, what time frame are you looking? Because you may, it's not an overnight process. You want to make sure your credit is right before you do that. So
moral of the story is you have to start now building that credit in order to be able to walk on them car lots, skirt up off of the skirt. You want to pull off in what you want. To walk into a condo and get it, whatever one you might want, to buy a house when you want. You have to start building that credit now. And like she said, I started with a $300, and I did too, a $300 secured credit card with Capital One. You got to take them steps. Anybody out there who's looking to get their credit fixed and just need knowledge, this the lady to contact. We got another question for the audience.
Now listen, I'm one of them people that you talk about as far as manage money bad. I do. That's why I'd rather hold on to mine, because I figure if I manage my own money bad, our bank gonna manage my money.
right.
So now I took the advice as far as you saying to get a secured credit card. What will be your next step after you will finally get a credit score?
You need to maintain it. So the first thing is always paying that payment on time. Never make a late payment. Always pay it on time. Even if you're just paying the minimum, pay it on time. Like I said, keeping that utilization under 30% is good, but to be excellent, you need to be under 10%. Then you need to do other things to build your profile up to make it stronger. And I can give you some more gems and nuggets on that.
Do you know for sure that you have nothing? Because
He don't know.
I don't have no
Hey,
credit.
I guess. Hold on. I guess just like
no-
the
He
don't know.
STDs back in the day, it'd probably be best to know your status. Know your status
You
first.
definitely
Fire on the plane.
The
Check
first step. So yes, you made a good point. I'm gonna take it back. The first step is definitely pulling your report. And right now, everybody
Hold
can pull their
on.
report.
Somebody
Listen,
pull him
look.
up right now. Pull the phone
Pull him up right now.
Pull him
But
up.
look,
What's your
everybody
name?
right now can pull up their report weekly for free on annualcreditreport.com. It'll give you all 3 bureaus, a complete history of your report.
And that
so
way you
knowing-
know your
knowing-
status.
Right, exactly. You gotta know the status.
I'm gonna be real. When I reached out to Jade, I was going through a credit moment. I needed some knowledge. I thought she was going to give it to me for free. She definitely didn't. She definitely is a legit business. I sat down with her. I told her my problem. I thought she was about to give me the answer. She was like, "Yo, I mean, I charge people for this information."
I got a question,
and
too.
hold on, excuse me. And as a friend, respectfully, the knowledge she gave me, it worked. It was real. And it was real. And I'm encouraging anyone who have some credit problems or needs some knowledge to contact Jade. This is a friend of mine. I know her personally. The information she gave me was real. And it was smooth. And I trust her. And I trust her to help anybody else that's out there.
I got a question. My credit score is a 660, 661 on Credit Karma. So y'all saying that my shit could be like 20 to 50 points higher
or lower.
or lower?
Yeah, it could be off. But look, so I do give out a lot of free game. I give out a lot of free game too, so y'all can follow me on IG at vital_credit_solutions or Facebook J Thomas. And if you need any more, nuggets or help, you can just hit
Well,
me
One
up.
more
you
time.
do
Tell
know-
them again. One more time.
My IG is at vital_credit_solutions, or you can find me on Facebook J Thomas.
And you do know that as of today, our LLC is officially legit. So maybe you could help us establish our business credit.
Absolutely. I'm working
I
on
got
that
a question,
myself
though.
right now
Do you-
too. That's very important. But you have to first have your personal credit in order to get
I'm
business
I'm
credit.
working on my personal credit, but I got a question before we get up out of here. Can I give you that money right there from the cars you got? I'm trying to get where you at in the 800s. I ain't.
Well, even if you got the card, you ain't gonna have the history.
Right.
I'm just saying, like, would you? Is that a trade you would do?
Nah.
I mean, cash ain't shit.
So what is a good credit score?
What's a good credit score?
I think it's between 650.
Nah, let her answer. You don't know.
Dog, you can literally Google
You are
that.
Yeah.
not a credit specialist.
Yeah, but that's on the you can Google what's a good credit.
Can you
score.
let the credit specialist answer my
600 to
question?
700. Anytime you 750 and above, you can get anything you want.
So 750 and the 800 is all the same.
Pretty much.
Okay. Yo, with that being said, yo, thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank
Redd
you.
Dolla Street Code. Man, we got Jade in the building. Dope episode. Reach out to her.
Fix your
Holla at
credit,
her.
y'all.
We in the
Holla at
building.
her.
This shit don't mean nothing. Them cards is what's happening.
Yeah, that shit don't mean nothing. I'm leaving with that. That's
Redd
me
Dolla
right
Street
there.
Code. We out.
Bitch on the bomb. Keep me 3 bitches like you watching Charmed. Yeah, lay low. But when I show up, you know that they ring the alarm.
Go ahead, run up a check.